Hi, welcome to my farm. I am Tony Dirango. My farm is called Mount Zion Agritech Consultancy Farm. We deal with the capsicum growing, that is colored, red and yellow. We do tomatoes, that is the normal tomatoes and the cherry tomato. We also do English cucumber. Welcome, and this is my story, how it began. My journey in farming, I started by consulting to farmers since I was employed by an agrochemical company, and from the returns I had from the farmers what they were getting, I got interested and joined them in farming by virtue of making one greenhouse. I started with one greenhouse, that is in 2010, and my journey began from there and I've never looked back. When I started the greenhouse farming, as many other business, you start by shying off because of the capital, and also you're not sure of the market. But as time went by, we found that there was a need for a bigger market, and we needed to increase our greenhouses. So that drove me to think of how can we get a structure done at a lower price. That's how we came and started introducing our own structure. And by doing that, we did our own structure and we increased our structure to 16. And within that, again, people started inquiring who is doing your structure. So the issue of consulting came in, and we started now doing consultancy to other farmers by virtue of what to grow, when to grow, how to grow it, and then who to do the structure, that is the installation of the structure. And also now we started now training farmers. They will send their farm hand, and will stay with their farm hand in the farm. Then they will go back to your farm and replicate what they have learned from our farm. What I've realized in my business, in production, if people can realize that in production is where money is. You produce on quantity and quality, and the market is huge. So there is more money in production, more than into installation of greenhouse and consultancy. Because in production, it's you who guide yourself, and the produce from the greenhouse, you can arrange yourself to harvest for 8 to 10 months. So you can work out an income generating project that you can only get production coming in now and then. Unlike in consultancy, where you get once in a while 2 or 3 people coming in to inquire, and the installation, because of the cost of investment, you find that there are fewer people who install greenhouses because of the huge investment starting capital. So there is more money in the production. Even those who install the greenhouse, you have to think on way to advise them to increase on their production, both on quantity and quality. And also quality will determine the price they get in the market and the share they get in the market. Like you all know, many people have ventured in the greenhouse business and have burnt their hand in it. But I will say the reason behind it mostly is lack of research. They should research who is doing the structure for them. Another thing is research on the market. You need to sell your produce before you grow them. Another thing that I've seen made a farmer fail into greenhouse farming is soil analysis. Many farmers just venture into greenhouse farming without doing a soil analysis to know what is good for their soil is not good for another person's soil. So if what I'm doing in this farm should not be what you should be doing in your own farm. So soil analysis has been the key to my success. Year in, year out, I do my analysis. Another thing is move with the technology. Just know what is happening, because like you can see in my farm, I've reduced on the cost of labor by installing the mulching paper. So you have to move with the technology, and that way you don't get burnt. There is also issue of crop rotation. There are farmers, because they got some money maybe in growing tomato, they continue doing tomato year in, year out. You need to rotate with crop that is of different class from the tomato. So also that has been a challenge because farmers tend to grow the same crop throughout the season, throughout the lifetime of that greenhouse, and they tend to find that they don't get to break even because they have introduced a new disease and pathogen in that greenhouse. In my experience in farming, there was one time the prices of tomato are very high. I did a lot of it expecting to get that share of that market, but it's like everybody had done the same, and we found tomato flooded in the market. And from that time I learned that you need to sell your produce before you grow them. What I've learned within the many years I've been farming, you start small, then you let your business grow. That is one. Another thing, don't be a gambling farmer. Farmer who will farm because he have heard that tomato prices are high, the capsicum prices are high. Just know, do your timing, know when to plant, sell your produce before you grow them. Another thing, there are institutions, there are financial institutions that are there to support you. Keep your records. That once you have the records, the bank will review the records and will finance you against your records. And for sure, there is many financial institutions willing to assist in agribusiness. But you need to have your records straight, and you need to know that you are planting for whatever market, not because the prices were high this time round. People rush to doing that kind of business. That's where many farmers have failed. And I think also that has been a challenge to me because I've rushed to do within the same range, hearing that tomato is at this price, you plant that time, then the tomato floods. You need to just grow for your own market that you have achieved before you have planted. I started in 2010 with one greenhouse. It has grown to 16 greenhouses. It has not been easy. I've rushed in and out to financial institutions and I've broken even. It has not been easy, but there is money in agribusiness. This is my story. Share your story.
Coming up next week, we delve into the world of microgreens. They are easy to grow in confined spaces and rich in nutrients. Look out for that story, but also remember to hit the subscribe button for other stories we've featured and new uploads every week.